homie Coaster. He's definitely in the building. But before we bring him up, man, we want to get into one of his latest and greatest. It's called Drifting Away. And this ought to give you a real good idea why this brother stands out amongst them all. Coaster, Drifting Away. Inside the Mac and the Don Show on KPHI 96.7.
FM.
Please enter your password. You have one unheard message. First unheard message.
Dad, you need to wake up. This
shit had me tripping, bro, when I first started listening.
That's a real
911.
I got in a drinking and driving accident back in 2014, and I dated this girl. Her dad was my music manager, and that was before we dated. That was a call to her dad, a voicemail she left him when she found me when I wrecked my truck.
Damn.
So that was like real. He didn't let me listen to it until like 2 years after.
That's really good.
No, maybe a year or two, but yeah. And he's like, okay, I think you're ready to actually take this in. Yeah.
I'm feeling like we drifted, always knew that I was gifted, but I was too caught up with fame and still talking to these bitches. I said that I was sorry, piece of this shit is what you called me. How could I do this on the same exact laptop that you bought me? Well, there's no excuses, we both have our impurities. Talking to these girls help me cope with insecurities. Don't know how it was, these girls would never look twice at me. Getting bullied every day for chasing mics in a dream. Well, I got fans now, I'm feeling like the man now. I swear I feel there's something missing without you in my plans now. I guess you're just another ex in my raps now. You're just another story, another ghost of my past now. It's crazy, hopes of marriage and a baby now. Every day I wake up with the guilt of why you hate me. It feels like I'm drowning, guess it's my fault we drifted. Cause ever since that day you seem to look at me different. Yeah. Never trust me, now I tiptoe through hell a bit. I just wanted you to love me, but my actions were so negligent. I could never right my wrongs, all I got is writing songs. Pulling against the stream, against these strings, gotta untie these bonds. Thought we were doing lovely, slowly you were drifting from me. We had dreams of being rich, taking trips and sipping bubbly. I guess it's my fault, now I'm on this road alone. I miss killing all these shows and calling to say I'm coming home. I felt completed, swear to God you were all I needed. But some reason that was just a concept you could not agree with. Instead you started keeping secrets of the guys and demons. All these lies were intervening, all the hard times we completed. You left like nothing, but maybe I should have seen it, too conceited. Now I'm finally understanding why you're leaving. You still have my heart, girl, even though you ain't missing me. But go ahead and keep it, how about me one for this industry?
Somebody else, call my man Oscar. Look it up.
I appreciate it.
Why is a different type of hip-hop scene, you know, so it's pretty cool.
Can you go help them? They're locked in the parking structure.
Who's that?
Etty and them. Lamar's on his way down.
They're supposed to go.
Okay. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, you're still tuned in to the Mac and the Don Show. And sitting to my left, and depending on what you're checking us out on, if you're either listening or catching the live stream on Facebook, to your immediate front, we have Mr. Coaster, all the way from Washington State. Now, at the beginning of that song, Drifting Away, and this is only if you don't mind sharing the story.
Oh, definitely not. Open book, man. I'm an open book.
When I first started listening to that song, that kind of had me like shook. I mean, I'm a father, and I mean, as a father, it had me shook.
Yeah. So
can you give us a little background on that?
That intro is actually a real voicemail. About 2014, actually January 2014, coming up on the 14th was actually 14th, 15th when I got in a drinking and driving accident. And this girl at the time, we weren't really seeing each other, but her dad was managing my music. And that was a real voicemail that she left her dad when she found me in a drinking and driving accident when I wrecked my truck. So he didn't even let me listen to it till like maybe at least a year and a half later. so I could actually really process, that intro.
That must have been one hell of a process session.
Oh yeah, man. It was like everything just drained from me when I actually sat down and listened to that.
Now what's the title of your of the mixtape that you had sent me to pull songs from?
It's called Never Again.
Okay, what's behind the title?
Behind the title, I kind of left it open for interpretation for anybody who's going through. Actually, this month on the 19th, I'll actually be 3 years sober. It could be anything.
Congratulations!
Thank you. I appreciate it.
I can't say the same. I'm afraid.
Hey, no judgment, man. No judgment. It's a lot of it. Well, there's a lot of relationship related songs on that mixtape, so it could be, never again with the female to, or never being a loser again, or never, touching drugs again. It's open for interpretation.
It's one thing that I kind of dug about the whole mixtape was that, I guess from one person's point of view, they may say that a lot of songs were heavy.
Yeah.
But to me, it was just real. It just came from a really real place, and it resonated with me. And it's kind of the same way, like, we just had Mr. Landon McNamara in here. And even though his music may be of a different style, it's got that same kind of realness to it.
Yeah.
And I think that kind of music is what people want now.
Yeah.
We kind of passed the whole we just want to turn up and party stage. Now we want something that's got a little bit more
substance
to it. Got some substance to it.
And that's what I'm about. And personally me, that's why I loved hip hop. I grew up loving hip hop because of the real messages behind it, and a lot of the stuff that I listen to is more deeper lyrical content where you relate. People want to relate to stuff, and it's just that's what I try to write and try to write my life. So hopefully people can relate to that, and people have been catching on, and it's been amazing that they can relate to my life story. Haven't walked in my shoes, but I mean we all have trials. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, I won't even get started on mine. We ain't got that kind of time.
Yeah.
But so you're out of Washington State, and we always like to kind of get a feel for what's the hip hop scene like in Washington.
To be honest, I'm from a small hick town like Central Washington, east of the Cascades, and where we're at, it's like if you're not from Seattle, nobody cares about you. You get looked over.
Really?
That's how it is. Like when people think of like Washington hip hop, like it's Seattle, or Northwest hip hop, Seattle and Portland. And it gets annoying. It does. As far even right now, like I am overlooked as an artist, and at the same time I'm in my own lane, and I make real hip hop, but a lot of my fans and stuff, and like I wouldn't call them like straight up hip hop heads because my music touches like every walks of life, and so it's hard to get respected in like the hip hop community, let's say of like Seattle, when my following isn't hip hop people. You know what I mean? If that makes sense at all. If that makes sense.
So I guess the more appropriate moniker to put on you then would just be artist. Period.
Yeah.
I mean that's what the title. That's what the title on the naked surface suggests. The artist is a person who creates art.
Yes.
When I listen to your mixtape, you can't really just pigeonhole it into hip hop, because I could hear it being sung. I could hear it with live instrumentation behind it. So you could take it anywhere.
Yeah.
It's kind of just has that universal type appeal that you could put it in so many different situations, and each situation would work.
Definitely.
And that's crazy. I
Thank
think
you,
the
man.
last cat that, on a major scale that was able to do that, and it wasn't Eminem, and I know a lot of people going to jump up and holler, oh, it was Eminem.
Yeah.
No, it wasn't Eminem. It was a kid called, it's right on the tip of my tongue, dude. It was actually, I want to say Childish Gambino.
Childish Gambino's dope.
Because Childish Gambino has the knack to create songs that can kind of move into different genres.
Oh, yeah.
They don't just sit still, and if you take it and put it against a reggae track, or you take it and put it against a rock track, it just sounds completely whack.
Yeah.
It sounds completely garbage. None of his like that.
Yeah.
And that's what I feel with this, is that I could take that exact same song, I could take Drifting away and put it against a reggae track, and it would sound dope.
It's still,
and I could put it with a rock ballad, and it would sound dope.
Thank you, man.
Not everybody can do that. So that's definitely a gift. That's definitely something that, you know, I hope that you know, continue to explore and see where it takes you.
For sure, man. For sure.
So coming all the way over here from Washington, you just didn't come over here to sit and jaw jack with us. You got something else popping off too while you're here.
Yeah, I got a show on Saturday night at Hawaiian Brian's. They kind of opened up their doors to me, which I'm completely thankful. I'm thankful for you guys having me.
Yeah, I think, right?
Yeah, yep, it definitely is.
Shout out to Just Bone.
Yep, thank you, man. I appreciate it, and I appreciate you guys. We're also shooting a music video while we're down here to my new single that I haven't released yet. Just recorded it. Big shout out to Nasty Ness, dude that signed Mix-a-Lot back in the day and everything. He kind of listened to it and he liked it, and I think we're gonna really push hard with this song when the video comes out and we release it for digital.
Nice. Now, that's definitely someone I think that you should definitely get your music into his hands, and that's Bone. You know, because he has his finger on the pulse of the college community, and with songs with that much appeal that resonate in so many different ways with so many different people, it's perfect for that crowd, man. And they would probably appreciate it and big you up. So if Washington ain't treating you right, man, you're going to find love in Hawaii, I'm telling you.
I appreciate it. I really hope they do, man. I hope they do.
Now, this other track that you gave us, man, it's called...
Which one?
Probably On the Way.
Yep, that's the new one.
What's that all about?
It's just... It was a joint that my producer cooked up, and I just liked the beat, and he is just... I don't want to talk for him, but I want to say it was probably one of his throwaway beats, and I heard it, and I'm just like, dude, like, I can do something with that. And I'm at the point where, like, not that I'm not progressing, you know, I'm obviously progressing and been doing lots of touring and stuff, but, like, I'm ready to kind of make something a little bit different. And so this song, it just kind of went in the direction of has that kind of mainstream sound, but with still, like, just my real lyrics behind it. Like, it was just... And when we made it, you know, went and recorded it, and it was just one of those things where I was just like, man, what did I just make? You know, I got a call from, you know, an LA number the next day, and I'm just like, dude, okay, so this song might be it, and you guys are the first to get your hands on it.
All
Get
right.
it done, show.
Well, this song is making its official Hawaii debut right here on KPHI 96.7. Inside the Mac and the Don Show is from my homie Costa, straight out of Washington, man, bigging it up in Hawaii, and it's called Probably On the Way, and you're hearing it first inside the Mac and the Don Show.
Exclusive. No, you got it, Rick.
Look, I'm just trying to reach a vantage point. Landed on my
y'all
2
flew out
feet,
of
I'm standing
Chicago?
up, but don't want me pushing
like
past the
that.
point. Up until I shit, I agree, but I'm lost in this game of making music. We're losing, ain't an
What's
option.
that, the
Always
Christian
believed
place
in me,
down
but
there?
I never saw the magnitude. Well, maybe I grew up with too much
where you do
attitude. I
throw the
talked to
fist
my
and
mom,
stuff at?
yeah, I feel like Steve Harvey,
Yeah, Pipe
'cause no
Party,
matter
yeah.
what, it always seems like a family
Went over
feud.
there, then I went to the
I
States
just
meeting
wanna
and
do
all
my
that.
own thing. On the road, chasing bands. New tests, new notes.
But you know what I like about the place? How everybody was like on the point of hustling.
This is the life I was made for,
Hustling, boy.
sacrificing I dreamed for. But one day that I would blow up like a claymore. Yeah, but till then I'm awaiting. When they ask about me, say I'm probably on my way. They're like, where's Ghost? He's probably on his way. Better than most, but I'm not supposed to say that. And I can't take back all the pain I've been through, so I just put it in a rap. They like, where's Ghost? He's probably on his way. Better than most, but I'm not supposed to say
This is a
that.
throwaway beat?
And I can't
That's what I'm
take
saying,
back all the
right?
pain
That's
I've
what I
been
was
through, so I just put it in a rap. I'm
Right?
just living off adrenaline. I know my worth and never
afford to throw a
settling.
beat like that, boy.
Backpedaling.
I can't
They
hit
try to
Django
keep me
high.
down,
You gonna
now
have
put
to
your
email
hands
me
down.
this
I
time.
don't need that fake love, I just wanna make my dad proud. Real talk, now I'm better than I used to be. At school's telling kids they can be anything they choose to be. Maybe my words can curve the next shooting spree. Cause all the rappers nowadays are making music gluten free with no substance. Excuse the interruption. I'm just trying to give the Northwest something they can vote with. I'm just trying to be the man. Make 100 grand out of nothing. From couches and Sheila to lounging on beaches. A fountain of youth that still runs from my fingers. Stop doubting the truth, I'll turn y'all to believers. I'm en route to you on a road made for dreamers. They like, where's Ghost? He's probably on his way. Better than most, but I'm not supposed to say that. And I can't take back all the pain I've been through, so I just put it in a rap. They like, where's coast. He's probably on his way, better than most, but I'm not supposed to say that. And I can't take back all the pain I've been through, so I just put it in. I'm just a small town misfit. My pain game is frigid. You gotta pave your own lane if you never fit in. The same girls that turn me down are asking me to kick it. If they wanna see me now, then they gotta buy your ticket. I ain't cocky, I just know better. Chasing dreams is a must.
How we do it up here at the Mac and the
Can't
Dime
stop me
Show.
cause I don't know whether.
Why we
This
bring
ain't
that
no person
new
I can
news?
trust. I just stick to my real ones. They always help me build
Yeah,
ones.
we
I can
rock
tell
with
you
the real
anything, no
ones.
question how I feel was. Look, we've been sitting here plotting. Now let's go get these millions. My life is like a show and the tour never stops. Mention my name with Macklemore and Sir Mix-a-Lot. Don't always like what I do, but I always do what I
What
got.
up, D? I
When they
see you,
ask where
man.
I'm at, I'm on my way to the top.
Make sure you check out my other ones.
He's probably on his way, better than most, but I'm not supposed to say that. And I can't take back all the pain I've been
Happy
through.
New Year to you, bro. Thanks for tuning in. I really appreciate it. 2018, you already know. You getting it.
And I can't take back all the pain I've been through, so I just put it in a rap.
Know some shit don't that make you forget what the hell you I'm like, what the hell was I just looking for?
I gotta be
Yeah,
over
that's a
here
good
bobbing, man.
That's a good thing, man.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh, we'll get back to this. I'll come back to that. KPHI 96.7 FM. Damn! That was
Fire.
Coaster, and that joint was called Probably on the Way. And I'm keeping that. Keeping that. That was dope. Now you said the dude thought it was the dude's throwaway beat?
It possibly might have been collecting dust.
Man, that beat just go a little too hard to be a throwaway. There's no way that's a throwaway.
That's what I heard, man.
But you did a good job with it, man.
Lyrically, yeah.
You definitely did your thing, bro.
Lyrically, you busted out, man.
Thank you.
Yeah, you definitely did your thing, bro. No question, man. So,
West Coast.
so aside from and coming here to Hawaii, I know that's a big deal. You know, coming across the ocean, performing in front of a type of audience that you may not be all that familiar with.
Yeah.
What else do you have planned? You know, not only while you're here, but just in the future in general.
This year, I applied to a bunch of festivals. I'm hoping to be back at Chinook Fest. For anybody that caught that on my Facebook, I was the first rap artist invited to Chinook Fest in Washington State, which is a big deal because they're all like country and folk music, and to bring me out,
Really, no.
brought me out with the full band during their headlining set, and just kind of shut the place down. And they're pretty much were like, we need to give you a slot next year. I'm like, okay, well, I'm cool with it, man. I'm cool with it. So I want to be doing more festivals this year. People think it's crazy, man, because I got a pretty good sized fan base, and I don't have anything digital. People are like, where are you on SoundCloud? And I'm like, I don't have a SoundCloud. Reverb Nation, I don't have a Reverb Nation. Bandcamp, I'm like, I've had nothing. And so this song that we're doing the music video to is going to be my first digital download for streaming, and this year is pretty much just going to be like just my online presence. I've been doing a lot of footwork.
In one way, that's kind of refreshing, actually.
Yeah.
But I would probably say at least just have a website.
Yeah.
You know, not even worry with SoundCloud and all that. Just
Yeah.
get your own website.
For sure.
You know?
And I got copies of Never Again for you guys, physical copies.
Oh.
People think it's crazy.
Oh.
I kind of took the hard way. I did my first West Coast tour this last year, and I've made like all my fan base just through physical copies of my CDs that get pressed up and handed to people. I feel like that's more personal, getting to know somebody and handing them your CD and signing it and, shaking hands with somebody is more personal than just getting a like on Facebook. You know what I mean?
I got to
And
link
I've
you up
always-
with another dude, man, that's does the same thing what you do. His name Young Invent. So
For
I'll
sure.
link you up with him.
For sure.
He's a good plug to. He's on the West Coast too as well.
Awesome.
He's
for
all
sure.
over the place.
Yeah. he went Jamaica, Vegas, Cali. He does a lot of shows.
That's one thing about music, man. As long as you're making good music, it can open up so many different types of doors for you,
Oh,
man,
yeah.
and introduce you to so many different types of people,
It's all about the
cultures,
network.
and situations.
love
I'm
it,
thankful
man. I
for
love
music as an artist because in a lot of ways, music opened doors for me in Hawaii that if I'd have just, stayed in my own little circle,
Bubble,
I probably
yeah.
would have never experienced all those
Exactly.
things. I would definitely never had developed a love for Pokey and and raw fish and
Yeah.
Word. And
That's what I love. That's what I love about traveling, man, is culture. And it's so crazy how, like you said, music can take you to different places, but it also touches different people. Just like, I love exploring just different cultures, you know, whether it's like here or just even back home. Is crazy how there's just so many different people. And I said it on like the last song I have on my CD. It's actually a poem that we did, and it's, what I say, I said,
No pressure.
I know, I'm trying to think of it. I said, man, what is it?
It's gonna
Something
come.
like,
It'll come.
Well, I let you come back to it. How about this? What is the craziest place that you've been to, and what is the most weirdest thing that you ate while you was at that place?
I wouldn't say weird. I like exploring different foods. I mean, look at me. Escargot was one, man. Escargot was one that had me kind of tripping a little bit. But that's...
You mean the snails?
Yeah.
Oh,
Escargot,
Lord.
yeah. That was up in Seattle. Man, I wish I remembered what that line was. What I was getting at is just different, how even just... your music can touch different people and like different cultures, and it's a culture shock like everywhere I go. It seems like just two totally different worlds. Like we even just went to even more Eastern Washington, and it was just so blatantly racist out there. And it was just like you never know like what kind of crowd you're gonna be in front of, and like, you know, how they're gonna accept you. And it's crazy that my music has touch people who probably wouldn't even like me at first glance if they saw me on the street, you know what I mean? And to actually make them think about their life and what they think, you know, to make them think about how they see the world.
It definitely can disarm people from their preconceived notions of others and their prejudices and biases. I mean, I've met so many different people, you know, here in Hawaii when it comes to music, and initially it's like a total mismatch if you stood one of us beside them, and they would never think that, you know, two brothers from, you know, one brother from North Carolina, another brother from the Detroit, you know, could rock with local music.
Yeah.
But you know,
All day, every day.
I mean, I know my playlist is full going years and years back.
And that's why I appreciate you guid having me, man. Like I appreciate it, just the open arms you guys have given me, and it's just awesome, man. I love music. And that line that I said was, uneducated about cultures and the comfort of like-minded is what keeps racism alive and keeps us all divided. Damn. That was a line that I had.
Quote.
And it's just crazy how music can break barriers like that. And just, you know, I've gone like that specific show I was just at. I mean, you can tell when something's in the air. You know what I mean? I was the only Mexican there. I was the only Mexican, you know, bar full of white people, and there was a few natives, you know, but they knew, they came up to me and they're like, you know, they showed me love, and I could tell people that just didn't like me after just seeing me, not even meeting me, not even shaking my hand, and then going up and tearing the stage down, and you could just, you know, they don't even got to say nothing. You could tell it's just respect. It's just respect, you know.
It's like Bob Marley used to say, man, you know, music is the language that we all understand, even when we don't understand.
Yeah.
It'll make your mind just kind of wake up and open itself to different possibilities.
Yeah.
You know, like, you know what, he might be, so what, he's Mexican, I don't care, his music is dope.
Yeah.
Period. And that's the barrier that always gets broken down, that but part.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he's such and such, he's Chinese, but he makes dope music.
Mm-hmm.
You know, he's black, but he makes dope music. Or, you know, he's whatever. You know, he's gay, but man, his music is dope.
Mm-hmm.
We don't care.
Yeah.
As long as your music is dope.
That's all that
matters. That's what we care about. Yeah. Do you make dope music? Yes or no?
Yeah.
Yes? Come on in. No? Nice knowing you, bro. But man, we thank you for, you know, not only, you know, taking the time and making the effort to come in and be a part of our show, man. We definitely appreciate that. And the music is dope, bro. So please keep us in your loop, in your
definitely, man,
communication stream. When you drop something new, man, ship it out here to us, man, and we'll bless the bless our listeners with it, man.
Definitely, I appreciate it, man.
Man, it's dope, man. I'm still feeling this
Who
one.
would you like to pay homage to? Who you like to pay respect to?
Yes,
Go ahead
we
and give them a
always
shout
ask
out
that.
to. You know?
First of all, I gotta say God first and foremost. Second, I gotta say all my friends and my family that support me no matter what. That supported me even when I was whack. You know,
I don't know about him.
My family that supports me, and just the people that help me and are willing to, you know, extend a hand even, you know, sometimes when I might not deserve it, or that believe in me when sometimes I don't believe in myself. So all those people that believe in me.
You're gonna have those days. You're
Always.
gonna have those days when
Always,
you're gonna
man.
quit. Like,
Always.
I'm done.
Always.
Tired of this.
For sure. And big shout out to John for getting us down here.
Shout out to Big John.
John in the back. But yeah, man, you'll have those days.
For
I
sure.
mean, just like you have those days in you know your journey through sobriety
Yeah.
and everything like that. You're gonna have those up and down times, man. But one thing that's always kind of helped me out, and he can tell you because I'm known to stress out really quick about things, and it throws off my whole equilibrium.
Yeah.
Is music. If I get my hands on some music, if I can be around music, I'm cool.
Yeah.
I'm cool. Without the music, I'm probably not the greatest person to hang around.
Exactly, and it's crazy what music can do to you. I actually go to schools. I've been anywhere from like elementary to high school students, and I love talking to high school students because they're the more down about stuff and have the more just life, you know, conflicts and stuff. And it's crazy because I had a teacher ask me that in front of a class. It's like, you know, what is, you know, why does music help? And I'm just like, well, for one, I don't know why music helps. I was like, but it does. It's like you could listen to it, you know, you could be super depressed, listen to a depressing song and feel better about yourself. And it's weird how that
Because it
works.
makes you feel less alone in your funk.
Exactly.
Like, oh, well, damn, you know, they understand, so I'm not the only one.
And sometimes you can relate to certain songs and music, you know what I'm saying?
Exactly, and that's why I think it's so important what we feed our kids as far as music goes. When it comes to mainstream music, you don't understand what that does to people and does to kids because that's what they're living. They're pretty much living what they're listening. You know.
You know who else we should definitely introduce him to? Jazzy.
Yeah, Jazzy.
I think him and Jazzy would just vibe so tight with the type of content that he has and what she has. It's just a match waiting to be made in heaven. So make sure that we try to steer you in that direction. So next time you get back out on the West Coast, maybe y'all can link up and do
all
something.
on the West Coast, those guys. So they're making moves. So
I mean,
like
she's
I said,
dope.
Definitely.
We like the puzzle maker. We put the pieces
Right.
together.
Right. And that's what it's all about, man. That's what it's all about.
So now that you have a digital imprint,
Yeah.
where's that at?
Not yet. I think it's gonna be on Bandcamp.
Okay.
I'm gonna secretly put it on Spotify, but I think I'm gonna do a Bandcamp.
Bandcamp is nice. Bandcamp is
Try to
cool.
clock some streams and see if I can make a little bit more of my money back from that throwaway beat.
I mean, I'm still kind of in my feelings with SoundCloud as of late.
Yeah.
I mean, I experimented with this site called Lander. Lander?
That sounds familiar.
It's like you can like upload a WAV file of your track and then master it and everything in like 30 seconds or something like that.
Yeah.
And I did a track that I had sat on it for a long time. I hadn't really done anything with it, and I actually wrote it right around the time of the Michael Brown shooting in Ferguson, and I just kind of sat on it for a while. I didn't do anything with it, so I pulled it back out and listened to it and was like, it's still kind of relevant. So just as an experiment, because I wanted to see how they was going to distribute it and all of this. But what I heard in the master, I didn't like. I'm like, hell no, I don't like this. But I'd already done it and paid for it. So I'm like, well, you already did it. You already paid for it. You might as well push it.
Yeah.
But every time I listen to it, and other people be like, oh, yeah, it's dope, man, it's dope. And I'm like, no, it's not.
It's that one little thing that gets you, huh?
Because I know what I hear. Did you do that with your own songs?
Man.
No, that doesn't sound good. No, dog, that's dope. No, it ain't.
I'll listen to like a new song like a million times, and each time just hate it a little more. Even with this last song, it's just,
But I think that's a rule of thumb. The more we hate it, the more other people like it.
Yeah.
So maybe that's the trick.
For sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
But you definitely keep traveling, man, because when I was traveling behind my daughter, she's on a traveling team, you get to experience so much more, and you look at life different when you go in other people's sets, other people's cultures. And like I said, just be a sponge and learn from that.
Yeah.
Just absorb it all.
Definitely.
Yeah, man. So what y'all got going on for the rest of the evening?
Probably gonna go eat, man. Probably gonna go eat. Yeah.
I thought that was just me over here.
We'll probably hit Zippies.
Yeah, maybe next time y'all come through, man, I'll be over this bronchitis crap and my voice will be back to normal. I won't be coughing all over the place and coughing my lungs up.
Sick.
It's all good. It's all good, man. That's everywhere where I'm from. How cold is it at home?
Yeah, little dude, you know he about to get here himself. I'm gonna leave it out with y'all.
Oh man, I'm about not even to go back home, man. I'm about to stay here.
How cold is it right now in Washington?
You know,
Probably
27
degrees.
27 degrees?
Oh yeah.
Oh no, we can't. No
Anything
Fahrenheit.
When it gets 70, when it gets 70 over here, we cold.
Man, it's 60 over here. I'm cold. I can handle some cold, but when it 20, ooh Lord, we gotta talk.
That's when you're surviving.
That's when me and myself would have to talk. Like bad as we want to go smoke this cigarette. How bad do we really want to smoke this cigarette right now?
I might just crack the window.
Just stick the lips out the door, get a and be happy with that. Be happy with that.
Yeah.
Well, man, Coach, man, it's definitely been good seeing
thank
you,
man.
bro.
I appreciate it.
Congratulations on the music. Congratulations on your sobriety.
Thank you, man.
Please keep it coming. Is there any final shout out you want to make before you dip out?
I want to shout out to you guys, man. Thank you.
Appreciate
it.
Right.
Appreciate you guys having me.
Man, I kept it real with him from day one when he hit me up, man. I kept it real with him, man. That's what's up, man.
Well, that's what it's all
It's a
about,
blessing to see
man.
you here, man.
And now you here in the HI, man, doing your thing about to blow up Hawaiian Brains, and that's this Saturday?
Yeah, the Saturday at 9, Hawaiian Brains.
Saturday at 9 o'clock, Hawaiian Brains for the first dope of 2018, courtesy of Just Bone. Man, be there, because trust me, you're gonna fall in love with Costa. You're gonna find a reason to fall in love with this dude. I mean, the music is just that real and just that potent, and after you listen to it, it's just like, damn, that's hip hop.
Yeah,
You know
I brought a bunch of copies of Never Again too. I got a bunch of physical copies, so come out. I might just give them away for free.
Y'all heard that?
Just come out.
You got that aloha spirit.
Y'all heard
better
that?
get it.
All right, man. Well, let's get into a little bit of this one's from Willie G and Slick. It's called Beyond Paradise, and it's off Slick's last album. You're still inside the Mac and the Don show with Shango the Don Raga and
Lamar Mac.
And of course, all the way from Washington.
Coaster.
Yes, sir. Let's get it.
Yeah.
Woo.
You want to take a picture of it in front of us?
For sure. You want to take a picture?
Yeah.
Yeah, because I can't.
You turn that off.